For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach give us that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach give us that
7 verse 28. For the Lord loveth judgment, and forsaketh not his saints. They are preserved forever, but the seed of the wicked shall be cut off.
Right. The seed of the wicked shall be cut off. So the wicked seed, just let me give this example. So those who have committed wickedness on the earth, right, is going to be cut off by the Lord. That is revenge. But that is also a just weight. That is also recompense for your actions.
But isn't God just the ant farmer that threw us all in a big dish and kind of shook it up?
Yeah, you can say that.
So if he's causing chaos and he puts us all in here and he takes away people's freedoms and rights and everything, and they have to fight and they learn, sin and the devil and all this, and then bad things happen, why would we get punished for already being punished?
Well, that's a problem with God. For real. That sounds like
that's a problem with God.
That sounds like it's your problem with God. I believe that like a father, it's like I had a father. If I did something wrong, right, and I said, hey, Dad, can I go do this? He said, son, you didn't even do what I told you to do. Hell no, you can't go do it. Now, should I have a problem with my dad for punishing me? Right? No, for not doing what he asked me to do?
But why did he punish you?
For not doing what he wants you to do.
No, because he wants you to learn something.
That's right.
He doesn't want to just punish you. You never punish a child to punish them.
Right.
Punish them to teach them a lesson.
Right.
Now, if God sends me to hell for eternity, what lesson am I going to learn?
So you don't believe in God?
I believe in him.
You don't believe in him.
What God do you believe in?
I just believe in God. I believe in one God.
Do you believe, You believe in the God of the Bible?
I believe in one God.
I understand. So
I don't believe.
What's your name? I'm Taz, bro.
Patrick.
Patrick? When I ask you what God do you believe in, I'm trying to figure out to see if there's any thing that we relate on, right? So that we can build from there on the things that we agree on, not really so much of what we disagree
I
on.
was telling him, I think God is like the Force in Star Wars. He's just like, it's the living force that surrounds us.
Right, but with a force, there's direction, right?
Not
a force, well, no, it does. A force is something that is imposed on someone to cause them to do X, Y, Z.
No, not like a force, like the force, like in Star Wars, like midi-chlorians, like
right.
The life force,
but
the surrounding life force.
I don't disagree with you. I'm saying breaking down just the concept and understanding of force itself, energy itself.
Well, I just use that
It's imputed and it's distributed for the purpose of a direction or for the purpose of something being done with it. You don't just you don't just have the force and just sit still. But sometimes you need the force to assist you with sitting still, but it's to help you do something. Point I'm making is this: where do you get your understanding of the God you believe in? Does it just all up here in your mind?
Pretty much.
Or do you? So is that God or is that Patrick worshiping and believing in Patrick?
I mean, I talk to God. I think he's like my best friend. I believe in him. I pray.
Sounds like an imaginary friend, though. Because what I'm saying is,
I'm not getting you wrong.
What I'm saying is, the reason why I say something like that is because where do you submit yourself to God?
No.
So why is he God?
Because I'm blessed. I'm blessed with life. I'm blessed with the sun. I'm blessed with air. I'm blessed with people. I'm blessed with nourishment. I'm blessed with.
Are you equal to, subject, or greater than the sun? Can you cause the sun to do anything?
No.
Do you have any influence on the sun?
No.
Does the sun have influence on you?
Absolutely.
You see how that works, but where does the sun come from?
It's another planet.
Where does it come from? Who created the sun?
God.
God. So you do subject yourself. You just don't want to put yourself under his disciplines, under his instruction. That's where you tend to do things like lean on your own understanding. Give me Proverbs 3 and 5. I'm going to show you something. Now, I know you say you don't
Well, because
believe in the
reason
Bible
I lean on my
so
own
much.
understanding is because that's written by man. God didn't write that book.
Do you believe in anything?
Not really. I believe in morals. I believe that a sin.
What morals?
I believe a sin is only when you hurt someone.
Where do you get that from?
That's my moral compass.
But I'm saying you get it from somewhere, Patrick.
Well,
come on,
because
like going through life,
because
you
my
knew.
mom would tell me those things like, you can't watch PG-13 until you're 13. That's a sin. Because you're breaking the law. That's a sin. That's not a sin. I'm not hurting anyone. Like, oh, I could watch.
Got it.
I'm 12 years old. I could watch.
Why aren't y'all bringing out the Bible? What you got, Gabar?
And so, like, it's that
1 John 3.
That concept of like everything's written in stone, black and white, where there's no room. Like, there is no room for any interpretation in that book. That is written. That is so saith the word, and it's written by man. God didn't come out of nowhere, pop a squat, and write the Bible. Man's interpretation, my interpretation of God, wrote the Bible, and that's why I don't believe in that thing.
Come here, bro. Cause you can get into it. You can get into the conversation well.
It's all prophets.
Come around for me. All right.
All prophets. It's all Jesus. It's all like, where's the chapter of God in that thing?
Give me.
There is no chapter of God.
I'm about to show you. Give me Ezekiel 2.
See, that's chapter of Ezekiel.
No, you have to understand something, right?
That's all
Hold
by man.
Hold on, Patrick. Give me Romans. Give me Romans the 9th chapter.
Romans aren't men, are they?
Romans are men. But hold on. I totally understand the point you're making.
But that's why I have my own.
I got you. I understand the point you're making. I'm saying the point that you make, it only lasts so long and then it dies out. Why? Because hold on, to believe, hold on, no, it's not even about faith. To believe in God is to acknowledge that you are a creation of God. If you are a creation of God, then we become very arrogant to believe or to feel like our creator has to get off of his throne, come down here to little old Patrick and to say, you listen to this before you do something.
Well,
hold on. He doesn't have to.
Would listen to that.
He doesn't
listen to Ezekiel.
Hold on. He doesn't have. He doesn't have to do that. Us as his creation has to listen and subject ourselves and submit ourselves to the creator, because he's the creator.
Yeah, okay.
Because hold on. Because if you don't, he's going to mess you up.
It's not.
It's been raining in San Diego. When the rain goes away, what do we see in the sky?
It's not a
rainbow, which according to the text is a declaration that he's not going to flood the earth and destroy it like he once did before. Why? For people feeling like so arrogant that he got to get off of his throne to come down and tell us something.
The meaning of life is.
The meaning of life is to fear God and keep his commandments.
Right. Negative.
I'm about to show you.
The meaning of life is to live.
Wait. But what is life?
You're living it.
No.
You gotta go though.
No. Hold on. Let me. If you can give me this courtesy, right?
All right.
Let me get these scriptures out so I can give you at least some understanding when you move forward, right? Romans 1 and read verse 20. Go ahead.
Book of Romans chapter 1 and verse 20.
Go ahead.
Says, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world.
The invisible things of him, because we've never seen this God, right? The invisible things of him from the creation of the world, go ahead.
Are clearly seen.
Are clearly seen, read.
Being understood by the things that are made.
Being understood by the things that he made. That's why I asked you about the Son. That's why I was able to break it down to you when you say, I don't submit myself to God, that you actually do, because the things that you don't have influence on, they have influence on you, and they are the creation of God. So just by the things that we see, we can clearly see that there is something outside of us that has ultimate force, that has ultimate energy, what we would call spirit. And guess what? It has ultimate intelligence, because everything that's around us needs us. That's why the Son influences you, and you don't influence the Son.
I believe in God.
I know you do. You believe in a God. We just trying to figure out what God you believe in.
Any possibility that there is no God?
Never.
Why not?
Read it again.
The Son.
Go ahead.
The Son.
Says,
hold on. Hold on. Let him finish asking this question. Go ahead.
So like the Sun is just a planet. We're a planet.
Says who? Says who? Whoever said that the Sun was a planet. Whoever said that we are on a planet.
Well, science.
Sun's a star. Sun's not a planet. It's a star.
Thank you. Science. That's how we label it. But either
what does the word science mean?
Get
that science falsely so called.
I do not know. But
See, here's the thing.
point is,
But wait though,
there's
Patrick.
a possibility that everything just bounced together.
Can I ask you a question? Wait,
and made it
Patrick.
so, and God didn't do it.
Who created science, Patrick? Did a man create it?
Man created it.
But I thought you don't believe in the things that man created.
I didn't say that.
You did.
When did I say that?
When you said that when you told me you don't believe in this book because it was written by man and not
I
God.
don't need to listen to it.
No, if you have to correct.
I did say I don't really believe
Okay,
in
if you
it.
have
I
to
agree.
correct yourself, you have the space to correct yourself. But if I'm taking what came out of your mouth,
I did say I didn't really believe in it.
you took away
That was my
total
word.
belief in this book
I didn't.
because it was written by man. You said God did not come down here. Where's the book of God? And I was
Right.
going to show you, but you said, no, see, it's the book of Ezekiel. No, Ezekiel is just the one that relayed the message.
But all that says is how everything happened and why it happened.
No, not necessarily.
doesn't say that
It's
it
not
is.
limited to that. It says a whole lot more, but I'm going to show you something.
Because like the sun, the stars, science, that's all stuff that's made up.
So why you want to tell it to me then? Why you want to come and bring me some made up stuff?
Everything's made up.
No.
We are made up. We're
Of who?
creations.
Of creation of who?
Well, it could be friction from everything in the universe.
Hold on. Can you show me anything else that you act with your eyesight that is equivalent to how you said friction and chemical reactions and fizzing?
I am not a physicist.
You,
no.
you, but here, there is nothing else. There is nothing else that you can even showcase that is so intelligent, that is so in order, that is so functional
How did God
as.
create the sun?
What do you mean? How did he create it?
How?
With his word. He said, let there be light, and there was. He says, there's going to be a light in the firmament of
It's
heaven
like
to
I
divide the
dream
day
of
from the night. Hold on. Where do you think they get the concept of something like I dream of genie to blink your eyes and something manifests? Because it was with the word of God or the word from God of how we get everything that we see today.
I'm not arguing with you on that part.
What's up?
What
That was well put.
See what I'm saying?
What I want to know.
So
is
when you
where
ask me a
do you
question
get
of where-
verification for all your facts,
Something called prophecy.
I think it's more like faith.
No. There, 100% there is an aspect of faith, but it's not blind faith. People always take the word faith as if, oh, I don't have anything. Somebody told me, I just believe in it.
Well,
No,
how long-
there is a lot of
how
data,
long
there's a lot
has
of
the
facts, and there's a lot of
Christianity-
supporting evidence
How
that
long has Christianity been around?
Christianity's been around for a while, but I hope you don't think you're talking to a Christian.
Well, no, I don't know what.
See what I'm saying?
denomination are.
So if you want to argue with me about Christianity, I'm going to stand on your side and we're going to get on those
That-
Christians.
That was an example.
Because
of
I ain't with them.
religion. However long religion's been around, we live 100 years, maybe.
Literally, they picture
We'll say 100
Thank you.
years, and then we're gone. And then our energy, you say, goes back to God.
Correct.
And then, so what? We all.
Hold on, wait, hold on. Does that concept support the science that you brought up to us? Yes, because energy cannot be destroyed, it can only be transferred, correct? Is that what science teaches?
I don't believe that. No.
So you do believe that energy can be destroyed?
I do. It's like a battery.
Show me an example of energy being
A
destroyed.
battery that runs out.
No, that energy was never destroyed. The energy that the battery contained was distributed to wherever it went, and it transferred to something else. So it no longer is contained within the battery. It has been transferred to something else.
I will agree with you on the logic.
So you
that
got to
energy
give me an
can't be
understanding
destroyed.
of where we see energy actually being destroyed.
I agree with you. You cannot destroy it.
But guess what? God done already told us that. He says you come out, he says you're born into the earth, you perform the judgment that you were given, and then when you die, your body goes back to replenish the earth, energy,
Right. So
and then your spirit goes back to the Father that gave it, and then it's regenerated again.
So if you look at the solar system, right, and this is just we're going back to science here. Eventually, we're all in an ecosystem, right? We're in something that holds everything in together.
Sounds very intelligent. I'm listening, though.
And so that energy is bouncing all around, and it goes everywhere, but it doesn't escape the fishbowl. So where's God come in?
God is the reason that there is even a fishbowl, that there is even energy, that there is even an ecosystem, that there is even this universe or this solar system that you're calling. You've never even seen the solar system. That's what's so crazy. You will sit up here, we got the physical book containing the words of God in it, but you want to sit up and tell me about something that
was just
is
written. I didn't
theoretical.
write a book. There's lots of different forms of the Bible.
It's not, really. But I'm not even tripping off of this being created. I'm saying the philosophy that you actually take, that you feel comfortable dispensing to people, you've never even seen the solar system. You've never seen this. Somebody had to draw a picture for you in a book to even show you what it looks like.
Which is why I believe in both.
No, you don't believe in either of them because they were written by man. Or do you want to correct yourself now? You want to make the correction at this moment?
The science too, like you don't believe in the science because that's all about man. Like man created science.
Let's get these verses real quick so we can have an understanding. No, and that's fine. No, that's fine. Especially the fact that you can admit that, because it sets the foundation for you to have the ability to correct yourself.
I think you want so like say the fishbowl, right? You want to say that's God. I want to say that's just a bunch of stuff moving around in the air.
Sure, but here's the thing. All I'm telling you is that you make good points that just don't last long. But I'm gonna show you why. Let me go back to Romans 1, and then we're gonna go to Romans 9, and then what you got? I know you gotta go. Bring it out.
Book of Romans.
That's why I'm trying to
1,
get these scriptures right quick so you can go. Go ahead.
And verse 20, for the invisible things of him from the creation of the world are clearly seen.
Read.
Being understood by the things that are made.
Being understood by the things that are made. Why do we understand God by what's made? Because how everything functions properly together. You don't get function from chaos. You don't get order from chaos. There has to be intention for things. Go ahead.
Even his eternal power and Godhead.
Even his eternal power and his superiority. Read.
So that they are without excuse.
So people are really without excuse, because all you got to do, without even reading the word of God, all you can do is just really sit back and observe creation itself to say, something is responsible for this. Something outside of this creation is responsible for it. If you can't see it, then I would just encourage you to continue to listen and continue to look and observe, because the answer is there. But according to the text,
see,
you ain't got no excuse. You can just look around and recognize God. Romans 9 and read, start at 20.
I never actually disagreed with you about God.
I got you.
I was just trying to.
We're trying to establish a foundation as to what God you believe in and what this God is about. We're having a good dialogue. I appreciate you, Patrick. Keep reading.
Book of Romans chapter 9 and verse 20. Nay, but, O man, who art thou that repliest against God?
So when you start asking questions like, well, where does God come to play? Who are you? What is this? Who are you, little old Patrick, to reply against God? Read.
Shall the thing formed?
The thing formed us. Read.
Say to him that formed it.
Shall us, the thing formed, say to him that formed it, God. Read.
Why hast thou made me thus?
You ain't got no time to sit up here and try to question God, to even try to comprehend something outside of yourself, because you live in the third dimension.
Yeah, but
there's so many more dimensions above that you can't even comprehend. The same way like a robot.
Live for each other.
Say it again.
Said God lives for us, right?
No, we live for God. God does not live for us.
He made us.
Correct.
We are his creation.
Correct.
We are his masterpiece.
Correct.
Doesn't that put us above God?
How?
Because we are his masterpiece.
Let's see. Keep reading.
Verse 21. Hath not the potter power over the clay?
You just asked me, as us being the masterpiece of God, doesn't that make us above us? He says, does the potter have power over the clay? If you went to a pottery class right now and you created a little bowl, does this bowl now have power over you?
I don't know, man. It depends on how good the bowl is. God says that we are the greatest thing in the world.
Hold on.
Without us, wouldn't God be less?
I don't know how, but here's the thing.
Or can he just recreate?
Do you have any kids?
No.
Are you less of a man because you don't have kids?
No.
Thank you. The same way God wouldn't be less because he didn't create human beings. Otherwise, you'd be less of a man because you don't have kids. See what I'm saying?
Right.
So those things don't make any sense. The same way, you creating a plate, creating a drawing does not now mean that drawing or that clay plate is above you now. Does the potter?
When I had my wife, I put her above me.
And that's your problem. I wouldn't do that. I wouldn't recommend it. But hey, whatever floats
I feel like
your
God
yacht.
does the same thing. You know,
whatever floats your yacht. Hey, I understand.
That's why we're blessed with freedom of choice. That's why we're blessed with.
Who do you get these blessings from?
God.
So how can do you ever bless God?
All the time.
How do you bless God?
I tell him he's doing a great job.
That's not a blessing. Affirmation is not a blessing. A blessing is a gift. Bring it out while he's looking up the definition of blessing.
Hath not the potter power over the clay?
Hath not the potter power over the clay? God is the potter, we are the clay. And he has power over us. Read.
Of the same lump?
Of the same lump. Why? Because he took one lump and did what?
to make one vessel unto honor.
And he made vessels of honor. He's gonna get the definition of blessing because
From man, though, right?
no, don't worry about it. We let him fall, and we going to give him enough room to hang himself. I don't want to do it because then he's gonna have a reason to point the finger at me. So I'll let him do it.
Missionary was by man.
Clearly by man. He's gonna go look up the definition of it. Go ahead. Tell us what blessing means.
It's irrelevant, actually. It's a favor. Or
A what?
gift-
Or a what? Or a what?
A favor
Or a
bestowed by God.
or a gift. Is it a gift?
What is a favor, though? A favor is not a favor affirmation. Is that not a favor?
No, no. So wait. Hold on, watch this. I'm gonna show you something. So you're telling me that if I'm observing a job that Patrick's doing and you're doing a bad job, that I'm doing you a favor to turn around and tell you that you're doing a good job to affirm you? No, that's a lie.
But what if I am doing a good job?
Then I tell you that you're doing a good job, but guess what? Me telling you or not telling you is not doing anything for you. That's not
true. Because you lift people up instead of tear them down. If
I'm not
doing good.
Let me
then
let
you
me
lift
add
me up. If I'm doing bad,
let me
then you
quantify
get corrective.
let me
give
add
me
a let me
corrective
quantify let me
criticism to
quantify
help
let me
get done.
quantify my statement. I'm gonna add another level to it. Depending on the person, it could assist with them. I'm telling you that it's not a favor, nor is it a gift. Somebody like me, whether you tell me I'm doing a good job or not, I'm gonna keep doing the job that I'm doing. And even if, because I have to take into account to say, how much influence does Patrick's opinion have on what it is that I'm doing? Because if I'm looking to Patrick for affirmations, but if I'm looking for,
So
if
you
I'm
don't
looking,
consider yourself equal with God at all.
hell no, I just read it. God's the potter, I'm the clay, and he has power over me, as he has power over you. You've never blessed God. God does not need your affirmations.
Bless him by being a good
Did
person.
Jesus Christ need did Jesus Christ need the affirmations of the people for him to do his job?
Gift of love.
Hold on. Did Jesus Christ need the affirmations of the people in order to do his
I
job?
don't know. I never met the
No, because Christ literally says the world hates me. See what I'm saying? So an affirmation, for the record, it's not a favor, it's not a gift. It is what it is, an affirmation. You do
I
not
agree.
affirm God.
Affirmation is not a gift.
You don't affirm God. You do
give
not
God
ever
the
play
gift
on the
of love.
heartstrings of the integrity or the emotions of God. He doesn't need
gave me
it.
the blessing of life. I give God the blessing of my love.
Again, you can keep feeling like that it's a gift and not understand that
Love
it
is a gift.
it is not. It is an obligation.
No, it's not.
It is an obligation,
No,
for sure.
that is where I will leave it.
Hold on, wait, Patrick, and I'm gonna show you why. If you don't love God, what will he do to you?
Doesn't matter. That's the point. It's a gift.
Okay, so watch this. Is it a gift? What's a gift? If I say, Patrick, I like that watch. Can you give me that watch? And you say, you know what? Out of the love I got for you, here, I give you the watch. Is that a gift?
Yes.
Oh, hold on. Or give me the fucking watch.
That's not a gift.
Thank you.
That's-
Hold on, wait, thank you. So with God, the love and obedience is gun to your head. Because if you don't, that's God.
Well, I don't. That's why I don't obey, because I don't listen to gun to my head.
And that's why, and we understand that.
I give
Oh.
him my love.
No,
out of respect
and we
gratitude.
totally understand that. And I'm gonna tell you this, you in particular, Patrick, you're not even obligated. You're not even obligated because the word of God and his obedience was not even distributed to you. A specific people got a specific set of instructions, and when they violated those instructions, God called that sin, and then they were punished for it.
Why,
Hold up. Let's
why
finish that in
the
Romans
New
9.
Testament before Christ did we have to slaughter a bunch of animals in order to show that we were grateful to God? Like, okay, so.
No, we didn't have to slaughter animals to show that we were grateful to God. Most of the time we had to slaughter animals because we were doing wrong by God.
Sacrifice. And then
because
God was
sacrifice
like,
is a form of atonement.
How about we kill off my son to save other people?
Right.
So animals weren't doing the trick. Now let's murder my son.
Watch this. And that was a gift from God to us. Hold on. Because without this son that was the sacrifice, a lot of people would still be in a bad place with God. Right? Let's finish Romans.
People still are in a bad
Read that
place
again from the
with
top
God.
of, was that 21 or 22? Oh, go ahead. I'm going to show you something.
21 Hath not the potter power over the clay?
Have not the potter, God, power over the clay, his creation, read,
Of the same lump to make one vessel unto honor,
to take one lump and to make vessels of honor, read,
and another unto dishonor.
and he makes another unto dishonor. He does what he wants with his creation, read.
What if God, willing to show his wrath,
Go ahead.
and to make his power known,
The way that God shows his wrath and makes his power known, what does he do?
endured with much long suffering
On who?
the vessels of wrath fitted to destruction?
Because he out of his creation, from one lump, he created honorable people, he created dishonorable people. And the way that he showcases his power throughout his creation is he allows someone to build themselves up. He's long suffering with them, and then he brings them down the same way he did with Pharaoh, and the same way he's going to do with America.
Bad creation, good creation, all dies the same, and energy still displaced. So what's it matter?
You said all dies the same and energy is
We are
dispersed?
not making off the
No,
planet
no,
alive.
absolutely. Guess who told us that? I agree with you, but guess who I got that from? Solomon told me that. All is vanity.
Repetition.
All comes into the world and all returns back to the grave. But then we got to get into something you brought up earlier, living life, quality of life. See what I'm saying? While we are here, the time that we are allotted, watch this, the time that we are living in, the time that we are allotted to have life, what is the quality of this life? Are we actually living within the realm of the fullest potential of life, or are we getting the bare minimum, the crumbs of life?
Well, that depends on what you put into life.
Well, I'm going to tell you this. And what you put into life should be the obedience and the fear that you have for the one that gave you life.
I don't fear God.
I know, and hold on, and that's the problem with a lot of people, that they don't fear God and they put themselves above God, and you're just going to be met with a serious level of rebuke. Watch this though, because he said this earlier. Give me Obadiah verse. What is that? 13 and 14. I want to show you something before you. This is important that you got to get this before you go. I also need 1 Thessalonians. You know what I'm talking about? He sits in a seat. 1 Thessalonians 4. The son of perdition. You got that, Obadiah? Start at like 10. Obadiah. No. It's like, start at 3. Go ahead. I'm going to show you something, Patrick.
Book of Obadiah, chapter 1, verse 3.
Because Obadiah, what's your, if you don't mind me asking, what's your ethnic background?
I got an Irish first name, a French last name, and I'm German.
Okay.
I think I'm European or something.
Right, so just a general
I
European.
know my dad.
So everybody on the planet Earth has a biblical nationality. Regardless of people believing in it or what they understand.
It comes from the sun and like climate and placement.
No, what I'm saying is that when we're reading in this book, it talks about different nations of people. And I'm saying that over the course of
people wrote it, and there were different nations of people back then.
Right. So what I'm saying is that over the course of time, people have stepped away from the nationality and the identity that they had at the time that this was written. So we understand and come through. Hold on.
Hello is 18 different languages. It's still
hold on.
all the same thing. Like we are a product of climate and location.
Patrick, remember, you got to go. So just give me a few seconds to get this off so I can get you to understand what point I'm making. What point I'm making. Over the course of time, people have stepped away from the identity that they once had during the time where this book and these records and this history was written and took place. Okay. So through history and research, we've come to the understanding that the Europeans go back to a nation of people in the Bible in reference to the people called the Edomites.
So your main point is that New Age everyday society doesn't line up with Old Age Bible society.
No, I'm saying New Age modern society lines up perfectly with what the Old Age society is, just under different names.
Well, bring it out, Cap.
Okay. So
Listen, the behavior, the characteristics, all the same. The names are different. So it creates a level.
We were people back then and we're people now.
So people get confused, and then we get a better understanding of this book or these records when we understand who attaches to what. So we now know through research and understanding, right, and history, that the Europeans today go back to the people of Edom, and then the way you're thinking and what you're telling us is so indicative to what your forefathers and your people did, especially going back to the old nation. Thinking that you're above God, thinking that you don't have to submit yourself to God. All of the things that you said, coincidentally, it's right here spoken of by your forefathers or about your forefathers. And I'm going to show you. Bring it out. Verse 3.
This book of Obadiah, chapter 1 and verse 3.
Go ahead.
The pride of thine heart.
Because it's a proud thing to feel like you're above God. That is pride.
That's
You
where
don't.
he put me.
That's fair if you feel like that. It's a proud thing. Pride is.
I'm proud. I'm proud to be a child of God.
Pride is dealing with exaltation, right? Where you put yourself on a higher level,
If
right?
I had a son, I'd put him above me too.
I totally understand, and your wife too, right?
And my wife
Boom.
too. My whole
Go ahead.
family.
Which makes both of them now above God as well.
No.
Okay.
God put them up there.
Okay. Don't worry about it. I got you.
Disagree with God.
I got you. The pride of your heart. Go ahead.
Have deceived thee.
Is deceitful, because people think that they're on a higher level than they actually are, and it says pride goes before destruction.
That's right.
I can agree with that.
Go ahead.
Thou that dwellest in the cliffs of the rock.
Do you subscribe to the term Caucasian?
Yeah, just to get people to shut up.
Right. Do you know why the term Caucasian is associated with so-called whites or Europeans?
Because they don't want to accept everyone as equal and they got to make us different somehow.
But you do know that we are different. Come on.
We are different.
There is diversity in the
There has to be a
world.
label for it.
Sure, that's the way we identify and go through life. You have a label. You introduce yourself to me as Patrick. I mean,
Right,
come
no,
on.
but when it comes
Because
to-
you're different than
when it
another
comes
Patrick.
to ethnicity and color, why does that matter? When
We
I
ain't talking
fill
about
out a
color.
job?
We ain't talking about color. We're talking about ethnic background. Do you recognize that you consider Caucasian? Why? Because your people
That's what they
descend
told me
because
I
your
am.
people
I didn't
descend
argue with
and
them.
derive from the Caucasus foothills of Georgia, Russia. It's a literal rock that you guys dwelt in. So when we're reading here in the book of Obadiah, hey bro, I got a flower for you. So it says the pride of certain people's heart have deceived them, the people that come from the
But
rocks.
why do I need to pick what ethnicity I am on a job application or when I'm filling out any form or anything?
You're barking up the wrong tree.
Why-
You're asking
why
the
do I
wrong
need to know
person.
that?
You're asking the wrong person. I
Why
didn't
does it
create those
matter?
rules. You're asking the wrong person. But if I had to guess, it's probably
To label us.
to either benefit or to discourage in some way, shape, or form.
It's got.
Listen, it could be for
ulterior motive, I agree.
it could be for the purpose of making sure that there's diversity in the workplace. But it also could be to try to deprive certain people of advantages or opportunities. I don't know. You're asking the wrong person. That's just my opinion on it. But the point of the matter is, people's heart is filled with pride and deception, especially the people that dwell or that derives from the rocks, like Caucasians do. Read. Because Caucasians are the one that created the system to even ask you what your nationality or your ethnicity is on the application. Black people didn't create that. Asians didn't create that. Africans didn't create that. Arabs didn't create that. White people created that. Go ahead.
Whose habitation is high.
Whose habitation is high, dealing with their authority, dealing with their rank. You can't tell me that white people aren't ruling the planet Earth right now. That's why they get to go around with a guy like that, knowing that Jesus never was described to look like that at all, but they get to go around the world teaching people that that's Jesus. That's authority where you can do something like that. Go ahead.
That saith in his heart.
That says in his heart what?
Who shall bring me down to the ground?
That's literally the spirit of America and the people that run America. We are the greatest, and there is no one on our level, and no one can bring us down. That is the general understanding. If you've tapped into something deeper than that, then kudos and credit to you. But the general understanding of the Americas is that this is the greatest planet on the planet Earth, greatest people on the planet Earth, greatest opportunities, and it's going to establish and be forever. This comes from a certain people. Caucasians, the people that dwell in the clefts of the rocks, who is very proud and very deceitful. They're not only deceitful to themselves, to the people, but they're deceitful to themselves. Read.
Though thou exalt thyself as the eagle.
You exalt yourself as the eagle, the apex predator, that dwells around the highest pits of the sky, above everyone. Go ahead.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars.
And their nest is among the stars. That's why you have things like skyscrapers. Who created the concept of the skyscraper?
Architect.
But I'm saying in today's world where you're looking at skyscrapers, these are, who usually lives in the top penthouse?
Money.
The ones with the money. Do you feel like black people got more money than white people in America?
I don't look at people like that.
I didn't ask you that, but you do recognize that there is a demographic of two different type of demographics, and there's wealth in both of them.
I think that people have struggled And
People have struggled. I'm not telling you that white people aren't struggling.
I'm white.
Who's
I'm
struggling?
not in a
What
penthouse.
demographic of people are struggling more? Black people or white people?
You know, all people.
Who's struggling more?
Any one of you live in your car right now? Because I do.
Patrick, you're taking the discussion and you're focusing it centered around you, and that's narcissism.
Because I am the author of my story.
No, you are. I'm saying, but you do recognize you live in a world where you got to cohabitate with people, and there are generalizations.
Yeah, but those generalizations are just that, generalizations.
What's wrong with generalizations?
Well, the fact is that not all of them are true.
Sure, but there are a lot that are true. So the generalization that whites are doing better as a collective than blacks as a collective or Hispanics as a collective, is that a wrong generalization?
I would argue that whites have been in the country longer and had more time to make a foothold.
I don't know if you understand history, Patrick, because that's not true.
Well,
so whites were here before the Native Indians and the Hispanic people?
Negative, I don't know about the Hispanics because they were down here in Mexico.
Or the Native Indians?
The Native Indians, no, they got shafted. But as far
But
as
were they
whites
here
and blacks
before?
go,
Were they here before Europeans?
Yes,
And when did blacks get here?
I'm not sure.
It was right around the same time Europeans got here.
Really?
Yeah. And even the country wasn't even established until what, 300 years after they got here.
Well, I guess
So in
that's
terms of
whoever
in the
won
country,
war,
in
right?
terms of, thank you. So the people that won the war is usually the ones that's doing better economically in the world, correct?
I agree
Which
with
is
that.
usually the ones that sit at the height of the hill, at the top penthouse
Because
floor,
they had the upper hand at the start.
at the start. And the people who had the lower end have not caught up yet, correct?
I'm not sure.
Okay, fair. But with the understanding that you just gave me
You're
before.
asking me to make generalizations and agree with things that I don't
No,
know.
you do understand what we're talking about, that one people had a
understand
leg
that.
up in the beginning. I'm asking you, have they caught up? And you're saying you don't know, and I'm saying, like you said,
I'm
you're
saying yes then.
that they have caught up?
Yes.
Watch this. As you are the author of your own story, I'm the author of mine, and I'm here to tell you from the horse's mouth, we have not caught up.
That's right.
So you don't even have to guess on that. I'm telling you definitively, we have not caught up.
That's right.
No matter how many stars you see, there is a white man writing their checks.
You're going to learn today.
Are you familiar with who the world calls Kanye West?
I'm not here to discuss.
No, I'm just asking
Race
you.
or politics.
We don't want to race. We don't want
But I
to.
do have to go.
Hold on. I got you. I'm gonna give you a dab. Give me some respect. Let me finish the Bible.
I don't know about that's a
Do-
long ass.
no. We're not. I'm not gonna read this whole Bible to you. Do you know who Kanye? Do you know who Kanye West is?
Yeah, he's
Right?
a dude. He sings. He's a,
Right.
whatever.
He's a musician.
You know who the Insane Clown Posse is?
I've never heard of him.
Oh, they're musicians.
Kanye West had $140 million in Chase Bank.
Okay.
Do you know that they kicked him out of the bank?
I know they didn't give me any money.
Do you know that they kicked him out of the bank?
No, I don't know that guy.
The point that I'm making, well, now you do know because I'm telling you what
No,
happened.
I know of him. I don't know him, and I
The-
don't care about him. Or
you don't know.
his money.
You don't know the situation, Patrick. I'm telling you the situation.
I don't care about the situation.
The
It's
situation.
getting personal,
the
and
si-
I'm not here to discuss.
How is it getting personal? I'm talking about Kanye West.
Exactly. I don't know Kanye West. I don't give a crap about Kanye
So
West.
how is it personal, Patrick?
Because I don't care about this guy, and we're personalizing around Kanye West. I
We're-
didn't say it's personal
we're
to
not-
me. I'm saying I don't give a fuck about Kanye West.
I
I'm
want
starting to get irritated. I gotta go.
I want you to understand life, Patrick, as you go through
I
it.
would rather not.
You'd rather not understand
Hey.
life?
Feelings are irrelevant. Too much energy and work.
Let me
I
finish.
don't-
Let me finish this verse before you go.
Emotion
Go
always
ahead.
comes, highs and lows like the wave of an ocean.
I got you.
I'd rather be numb, ignoring all of it.
I got you. And I'm gonna tell you this.
I gotta
Hold
go.
on, Patrick. With doing that, you contribute to the problem because you're not picking a side to actually resolve anything.
That's right.
You're remaining numb and neutral.
That's right.
Remember, silence is compliance. You remember that. Finish it.
And though thou set thy nest among the stars, thence will I bring thee down.
From there will the Lord bring you down. The point that I was making with Kanye West, he had $140 million, but there was still somebody over him that can kick him out of a bank where he's got to take his money and go do something with it. And they gave him a certain amount of time to do it as well. Meaning what? Well, what if I took too long? What were you going to do? What were you going to do if I took too long to do something with my money? That's crazy. Go ahead.
saith the Lord, if thieves came to thee, if robbers by night, how art thou cut off? Would they not have stolen till they had enough? If the grape gatherers came to thee, would they not leave some grapes?
You got that in Thessalonians? 2 Thessalonians.
How are the things of Esau searched out?
How are the things of Esau searched out? And that's exactly what we were just trying to do, search out the things of Esau. But guess what? He wouldn't give us opportunity and a chance because he knows it was gonna confound him, right? Go ahead. How are the things of Esau searched out? We go to the scriptures and we get the knowledge and inspiration from the Most High God. Shows us everything we need to know about this man. Read.
How are his hidden things sought up?
How is his hidden things sought up? Again, the Lord starts to reveal those things. The Lord says he's going to lift up the skirt and reveal the shame of that daughter of Babylon, which we know is America today. Read.
All the men of thy confederacy have brought thee even to the border.
It says all the men of your confederacy have brought you to the border. So all the people that you have conspired with to be against the children of Israel, to be against God, especially the people like Patrick. That man says he believes in God, but then turns around and ultimately says that he believes in himself and that he's above God. And then starts lying on God, saying that God made him and put him above himself. Never, right? Remember, there is no God on his level. There is no God above him. There is no God beside him. So how are you, a sick degenerate, going to be then above God? Right? Go ahead.
The men that were at peace with thee have deceived thee and prevailed against thee.
Those that were confederate with him, they were once at peace with him. Now they've deceived him and brought him out to the border. They've exposed him. They brought him out to the gates to be taken down, to be destroyed, to be dealt with. Read.
They that eat thy bread have laid a wound under thee. There is none understanding in him.
There's no understanding in this proudful, destructive, deceitful person. Read.
Shall I not in that day, saith the Lord, even destroy the wise men out of Edom?
The Lord says he's going to destroy the wise men out of Edom. That's why we got people like Patrick. That's why we got people like Patrick. Wise in his own conceits, but really can't even explain to you the world around him. But this is really what Esau's been about for the longest.
That's right.
He's only been able to do it predicated on our ignorance, on us being destroyed for a lack of knowledge because we reject knowledge. So when the question is posed, how are the things of Esau or the hidden things of Esau searched out? It's searched out through the children of Israel, you Black, Hispanic, and Native Indians gaining knowledge, wisdom, and understanding, which is following the laws of God.
That's right.
Then understanding is given to us for us to then search out the hidden things of Esau. That's why we can point out all of the inconsistencies. That's why we can point out all the different forms of wickedness that Esau is doing, which gives us a better understanding of who he is biblically. So then when we point it out, it's clear because the very thing that Patrick is saying is the very thing we're reading about in the book that Esau was going to do. Go ahead.
And understanding out of the mount of Esau. And thy might, and thy mighty men, O Teman.
Now you know how the Lord has taken away that understanding? Because Esau was once regarded as just such a knowledgeable individual, right? Or a knowledgeable nation, rather. He was always looked at as the person that had the answers. He was always looked at as the person with the knowledge. But now, when these young, vibrant, powerful, Black and Hispanic and Native Indian young men step up through the spirit and power of the Most High God by way of a Mashiach Yahushai, when we step up and we come with the truth of the Bible, we make what? We make wise look simple.
That's right.
We make the wise of the world look like simpletons. Bring your precept.
Book of 1 Corinthians chapter 1 and verse 27.
Start at 20. Do 20, 21, then jump to 27. Go ahead.
Verse 20, where is the wise?
Where's the wise? Go ahead.
Where's the scribe?
Where are the scribes? Read.
Where's the disputer of this world?
Why do we need to dispute the world that's supposed to have all the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding? Because it actually lacks it. So where are these wise men? Where are the ones that's out here disputing the word? Disputing the world? The ones that's coming out here sighing and crying for all the abominations that be done in the midst thereof.
Right.
Read.
Hath not God made foolish the wisdom of this world?
Have not God made the foolish the actual wisdom of this world? And you can literally use that twofold. You can use it in the aspect of people look at what we're teaching as foolish, yet no one has answers. So the people that you regard as less than is actually ones that's above or destined to be above by way of or via the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding that you regard as foolish. But we could also say the height of the hill, what people regard as sophisticated, what people regard as intelligent, is actually foolishness. This is what me and Shashan was talking about on the way up here. I have a range of individuals ranging from almost 99 years old all the way down to an infant. And they speak nothing but foolishness in the same regard. The same way a 2-year-old would sit up here and gabba, 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 babble around is the same way that 99-year-old is saying the same thing. It's equal in foolishness. The Lord has made foolish the wisdom of this world, but what is this talking about? This is talking about the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding of God himself. People have tried to make foolish. Read.
For after that, in the wisdom of God,
in the wisdom of God, read.
The world by wisdom.
The world by wisdom, what?
Knew not God.
You didn't know God. That's why Patrick didn't know God, and that's why he thinks he's above God. Because the world as it operates, by wisdom, it does not know God. Go ahead.
It pleased God by the foolishness of,
but it actually pleased God by the foolishness, go ahead,
of preaching
to do what?
To save them that believe.
So when people come out here to speak about the gospel and the salvation that's come to the believers, and people think that that's just a foolish thing, God says he's pleased by those foolish preachings. Read.
Verse 27. But God hath chosen the foolish things of the world.
He's chosen the foolish things of the world. Read.
To confound the wise.
To confound the wise. Read.
And God hath chosen the weak things of the world.
And he chose the weak things, the base things of the world. That's why we brought that out last night. Daniel 4:17. We have to understand that it's the Most High God that rules in the kingdom of men. And he sets up over it whomever he will.
That's right.
Even the basis of men. That's why he chose the foolish things of the world, right? And the lowly and the beggar. Go ahead.
To confound the things which are mighty.
To confound the wise and to confound the things that are mighty. That's why we stand boldly in the face of our oppressor. And in the face of anybody that feels like that they can gainsay or resist this word of God. Why? Because the Most High God promised to give us a mouth that even our gainsayers shall not be able to resist. All praise to the Most High. Read.
And base things of the world.
And the base things of the world, go ahead.
And things which are despised.
And things which are despised. Why? Because we're a nation that's not even desired.
Right.
That's why people like Patrick get to walk around and say, I'm just numb and I don't want to even really deal with any of it. Right. Because silence is compliance, right? Go ahead.
Hath God chosen, and things which are not, to bring to naught things that are.
Go ahead.
That no flesh should glory in his presence, but of him are ye in Christ Jesus, who of God is made unto us wisdom and righteousness and sanctification and redemption.
So if this man feels like he's above God, then he damn sure believes that he's above Christ, which means he could never be in the glory of the Lord because he's not even given the proper reverence and acknowledgement to who Christ is and what he came to do. Because remember, he doesn't even believe in the concept that God should have even sent his son to be that sacrifice for the people. He's not even submitting to these things, and this is where that's where the error and the ignorance begins, right? Not to even to tell us that it's so much more. Get that in 2 Thessalonians. Is there anything out on in Obadiah? He sets his nest among the stars.
How was that 9?
That 9. Go ahead, Gabar.
Book
Yeah,
of
we
2
done with that.
Thessalonians chapter 2 and verse 3.
Uh-huh.
Let no man deceive you by any means.
Remember that. We see that word deception comes into play again, because when we read about Esau and Edom in Obadiah, it says the pride of his heart have deceived him. So it's telling us, don't be deceived in that same manner. Meaning what? We cannot be proud like the so-called white man is proud. We have to have a level of humility. That's why we're even able to have conversations with him, and we don't have this anger or this chip on our shoulder where we can't talk, because we know through him is how we're going to even solidify this wisdom of God that he gave us. Because remember, he was supposed to be the one where his nest was above the stars. He was supposed to be the one that was the wise of the world, that the Lord is going to use the base, the humble, the lowly to confound, right? Be not deceived, read.
For that day shall not come.
The day that we're waiting on, the day that we are anticipating to approach, it shall not come until what?
Except there come a falling away first.
We had to fall away. That's why we lost our wisdom, knowledge, and understanding. That's why we then at one point in time had to look to Caucasians for the knowledge of anything. Because we had to fall away from God first. Read.
And that the man of sin be revealed.
Because that man of sin needed to be revealed. That demonic force needed to be revealed. And one of the constituents of that demonic force is Patrick. That's why he goes around talking about how he's above God, how he says, I am proud. He tried to add it in there. I'm proud to be a child of God, but then he turns around and says that he's above God. So how you give yourself a title that puts you under someone, but then you still then put yourself above them? It's like, this is what I'm, this, and listen, but then turn around and says he doesn't believe in man, but then uses man to express his perspective and way of life. He thinks he can bless God. I say, you can't bless God. I say, how do you bless God? He says, I tell him he's doing a great job every day. How are you going to tell him he's doing a great job when you disagree with damn near everything that he does? Yup. How are you going to tell? That means you're lying to God. And he knows your heart. You're lying on God. You're lying to God. And you're lying to yourself thinking that you're above God. Right? That man of sin needs to be revealed, and it's being revealed every single day through the Spirit and power of the Most High God by Shema Mashak Yahushua. Read.
The son of perdition.
The son of perdition. Go ahead.
Who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Who opposes God, and he exalted himself above all that is called God. The Bible just read that part again.
God says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
So he's opposing what God is doing because he doesn't agree with it, but then he exalts himself above all that is called God. The Bible literally just said Patrick is the son of perdition, the man of sin.
Right.
I didn't make this up. Get that Job 20 and 9. No, Job 9 and 20, excuse me. Hold that, Gabar.
The book of Job, chapter 9 and verse 20.
Read out.
If I justify myself,
Read.
mine own mouth shall condemn me.
And that's all Patrick was doing. All Patrick was doing was going around trying to justify his BS way of thinking and going through life. But it says, if I justify myself, my own mouth shall condemn me. So the things that he turned around and said, the Bible labels him the man of sin.
Right.
That's crazy. Finish it.
If I say I am perfect, it shall also prove me perverse.
Perverse. Now again, Patrick didn't say he was perfect, but in all actuality, he did, because when I said, how do you get this understanding of the God you say you believe in? Can we learn about it somewhere, or does it exist in your own head? He said it's all in my own head. So how could you ever really be wrong? To what standard would you ever even hold yourself accountable to be wrong? Because the standard has to be objective. But you just told me the God you say you believe in, that you should subject yourself unto, only exists in your head and you're above him. Man of sin, according to the Bible. That's it on that. Go back to that.
It says, who opposeth and exalteth himself above all that is called God.
Go ahead.
Or that is worshipped.
Or that is worshipped. Remember, I bet you if I asked Patrick, I said, so you're above God, so people should worship you. He said, no, I don't think that you should worship me, but I'm above God though. How are you going to exalt yourself and be above something that people bow down to? Read.
So that he is God, so that he as God sitteth in the temple of God.
So he is now as God sitting in the temple of God, but that's the only reason why Patrick can walk around here believing and feeling the way that he does, because him and his people sit in that hierarchy seat right now. Read.
Showing himself that he is God.
Showing himself that he is God, and coincidentally, shit, Patrick kind of looked like Caesar. The fact that they can go around even pushing Caesar on us, that's what gives Patrick the platform and the position to even speak on such things. Go ahead.
Verse 5, remember ye not that when I was yet with you, I told you these things?
Christ told us these things when he was with us, right? And with Christ being with us means that what? Means the Father is with us because he was sent from the Father. Read.
And now ye know that and now ye know what withholdeth, that he might be revealed in his time. For the mystery of iniquity does already work.
Because the mystery of iniquity is actively already working. Go ahead.
Only he who now letteth will let until he be taken out of the way.
We cannot allow this man, allow ourselves to keep letting this man do it, because we should not be deceived. If you can, I'm a one.
For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put that work in. Hamashiach gives that order, prepare slaughter. For all his sons and his daughters won't fill the cities with faces. Iniquities of they father, bloodthirstiest of our nation. Not for living water, waiting to put this work in. Hamashiach gives that order.